Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Casey. I don't know what to do except laugh. This has been a week.
It's been a week that feels like a lifetime, that feels like an infinite amount of time and space has passed since we last gathered here.
I know. I just feel...
in this safest of spaces.
It really is a safe space. And sometimes I feel like we're in that movie, I Am Legend. I don't know if you've seen it with Will Smith, where he's the last living person because of a plague. And he's just making a recording like every day that shouts it in, like, if anyone can hear me, get in contact with me. And that's what this feels like some days.
100%.
And I know that's a dark, just know there's a happy ending at the end of the movie and he finds his people. But you're our people at the end of that movie. Thank you for being with us.
I'll say I miss seeing you, Danielle, in person. I will say the highlight of my week, genuinely, because it's just been such a tough week. And
it has been.
I think for everyone, I feel like, you know, when I talk to friends, it's like everything comes in waves. Like I'm almost like a manic high of like, I'm doing great. Everything's fine. Oh, no. The darkness has come. I'm hysterically crying. What's happening? We're all dead.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. As the lights go down in the city, the lights go down in my heart a little bit every night. So that's,
yes.
And as you know, and I said this last week, I am not a drinker. And guys, every night at around 4 o'clock, is that night yet? I'm always just like, guess I'm opening the bottle of wine. It's not a great look. I, just like Luann has admitted as of recent, have started drinking again. Guys.
Luann says, and I quote, "The inside scoop is I drink on occasion and I'm no longer on probation." I hear future song with those rhymes. And then she says, right. "I'd gotten through a really rough time. So now I'm in the driver's seat and I can decide for myself. I drink on occasion and I'm feeling really good." What that tells me is she's drinking and getting behind the wheel.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say,
that's what I'm hearing.
I'm hoping she's not in the driver's seat.
At least people are off the roads.
I know. I would say I hope she's in the Uber driver's seat, but I hope she's not, because she's an elder and shouldn't be out in the streets.
I don't want one housewife out in the streets right now.
Guys, let's protect them with our lives. Let's bring them groceries ourselves. If you see a housewife, do something for them, but not too close.
No, and we saw Ramona this week in a white and black silk teddy mopping.
It was honestly the most turned on I've ever been. She looks great.
She really does look great. She says, "I haven't mopped in 25 years."
She took to it like a duck to water in that teddy. And then did you see Dorinda's response video, which was honestly too much? Ramona's just being genuine, and sometimes Dorinda tries to be funny, and that's where the buck stops for me. It's like, no, you're funny by yourself. I don't want you to put it on. She like did this act in a teddy, and she was like, "I'm doing my stuff." Nah, like it was too much for me personally. I didn't like the response.
Danielle, in these times, people are becoming unhinged, and so's their comedy sensibilities and their comedy stylings.
Can we talk about the NYU video?
We absolutely can. Okay, Danielle and I are both alums of one New York university.
Tisch School of the Arts, a prominent school, an expensive school.
An expensive motherfucking school. And I was alerted to a video last night that maybe some of you have seen, but if you haven't, run, do not walk.
Run!
The dean
of the Tisch School of the Arts. So not of the whole school, but of the art of the drama school that we graduated from.
Which we all know is not real, a drama school where we went and paid thousands for me to go and study a homeless woman on the street and come back and pretend to be her for 48 hours.
And for me too, and I quote, "roll around like a big fart." Just doing a class where I rolled around like a big fart.
Where I sucked my thumb and rocked in a corner. We paid handsomely for this.
Uh-huh.
I have friends, myself, still paying off financial aid some, a million years since I was there. And this motherfucker has the nerve to email students and say they will not be getting refunds. They will not be getting their money back. And then.
To me... That, I don't understand the finances of the school, what was promised, what was
not great, since that's a huge institution honestly, that has they basically have more real estate in New York than the Catholic Church and Scientology.
Oh, they own everything. There is no richer institute than New York University. But that's honestly a sidebar in this conversation, because what is done is so much worse in that
she then proceeds to cushion the blow with a video of herself in her gross-ass office dancing to Losing My Religion from REM.
It is a shot. And here's the worst part. She is a quote-unquote choreographer. And when you see this dance...
It's like watching your aunt drink too much at a wedding and then take to the floor in a solo dance when everybody's left and you're like trying to drag your aunt out. It is, she sends this as the form of like, guys, everything's going to be okay. Here I am, this like gross kind of like Santa Fe-esque woman dancing to Losing My Religion.
And can I say, if I were a prospective student, where am I going next year? Where am I bringing my talents to?
Danielle, I think we're all going online.
I would say if I saw this, no talent lives at this school. And I will not be going there.
And that's right, Danielle. And look, have you and I risen to the ranks and become the stars of podcasting that we are?
But it's not because NYU, because they didn't teach me my podcast talents there.
That's right. I found out how to hook up this Zoom mic on my own. And I got a tutorial from Jordan at Earwolf.
Yes. And Jordan and my husband, Matt, have been the only people that have taught me anything.
I should have paid them $9 million.
So, guys, get your eyes on this. You can find it on the internets. It's a real journey into the soul of darkness.
People are also having some fun on the internet in a way that I really like. It's just strange things are happening. Michael Keaton has been posting videos of Kristen Wiig from Bridesmaids on the airplane. I've become personally obsessed with a website. Oh, my God, Danielle, I just said website. I'm not here today. I want everyone to know that. With a website, with an Instagram account. Gabby Union's daughter.
Oh, there is no cuter child on the planet. You mean Kavya?
That's correct. Kavya James. Mm-hmm. Kavya James has her own site, presumably done, of course, by Gabby herself.
And Dwayne.
Mm-hmm. Let me just tell you one of them. Okay. And I know she has like a million followers, so I know everyone's seen this, but it's new to me and it's all I think about. It's all I care about. Okay. This one really made me laugh. It's just a photo of Kavya, gorgeous, but she does like always look like she's throwing shade. She's wearing a top that, it's like a very cute, beautiful baby Christmas top, but it's like above her stomach. It's been pulled up. And Kavya/Gabby says, you guys, no, seriously, this fit before the holidays. Can y'all relate or not? There's millions of them. I'm obsessed with Kavya James. Thank you, Gabrielle Union, for your service during this time.
She's a beaut. I would say, and I know I spoke of this last week, but get your eyes again on Ina Garten's Insta because she's giving tips and she's talking back, you guys. If you ask her a cooking question, she will answer you. I'm thinking of cooking questions that just so she talks to me, just so mommy talks to me.
Guys, this is the time you can get at your celebs. I mean, no one has reached out to me for much. No, but like you don't need your cameos. You don't need your motherfucking Patreons or whatever the hell that shit is. Like
you can get right to the source. Everybody's Instagram living. Everybody's talking to people. You can get at, I wonder if we can get at Kavya James.
I think I could get a Kavya. I hope I could. What I would give. I mean, guys, go to Janelle James Comedy. We said a lot of this in our Instagram lives this week, which is the first time I've ever done anything of that nature.
It was the most fun. If you guys didn't get to tune in, I think it was up for 24 hours and then it goes away, right?
Yeah.
But it was the most fun and you guys were hilarious. You guys really cracked us up. Some of your comments, and at one point, some of the friends of the pod came on, like Matt McConkey came on, and people just started shouting at him, tweeting at him, Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. Then Danielle started talking about a World War II book, and June Diane came on and said, "This isn't called book, Sesh. No one cares, Danielle."
And I know. And then randomly, Jeff Garland came on, and also Questlove. It was a real ragtag group, but so much fun.
Yeah, when Questlove showed up, I thought, you know what? All bets are off here.
We've made it if Questlove is coming to our Instagram Live. And we say this because I know we spoke last week about doing a Zoom, but we realized how good Instagram Live is, where Zoom is a little like harder and we weren't sure how to like figure it out with so many people. So we've decided next week for the New York reunion, what we're going to do is the reunion is Thursday night
at 9 p.m. on the East Coast. So all you need to know is Danielle and I at 7 p.m. Pacific time.
West Coast Pacific, 10 p.m. East Coast.
we are going to get on there and just chit chat. Please join us. You can watch it the next day if you're working. God bless you if you're working and you're out there, or if you haven't seen it yet. I mean, what else do we have going on? But we would love to just unpack it with you all. That was so much fun. We got to talk about the Tiger King. We got to talk about Reza and MJ. And I really haven't gotten my thoughts out there, Danielle, about what's happening between Reza and MJ.
I know.
And I know you're not a Shah's person, but can I speak on it for 1 minute?
Of course, Casey. I want you to be able to say your piece.
Thank you, Danielle, because what has transpired between my beloved Reza and MJ is so shocking. And you know, like on reality, people have yelled things at each other that are just shocking. Like on Atlanta this week, for instance, when Candy says plainly to Kenya, Kenya's like, she called me a buffalo. She said things that are unforgivable. And Candy goes, I mean, yeah, but like people have said stuff to me, like, you know, you haven't been accused of rape yet. And it's like, yeah, people have said things and accusations have been thrown.
Yes.
But on Shah's, what Reza yells at MJ in the wake of this fallout where MJ was in the hospital having surgery, having her baby, Reza called her and like popped off at her on her answering machine based on some comments he thought she made. Who's to say who's right? And I don't even know if I can speak the comments that Reza said on this podcast.
Can you just say it under the context that like I haven't heard and I need to know?
I don't know, Danielle. I'll circle around it.
Okay.
You know, MJ had some trouble getting pregnant. There was some infertility issues going on. She now has her beloved baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Been there.
That's
Been
over
it.
here.
Been through it.
And Reza proceeds to scream. Again, this is all alleged. It was just pretty shocking to see someone's best friend scream at them, you've had like 20 abortions. Yeah.
Wow, that is to
it
that
was
in her face. To
shocking.
To slam that in her face.
It was,
which I'm sure
at a pool party.
At a pool party, this came up.
That upsets you more?
Well,
but it was a side of Reza.
There's a time and a place.
There's a time and a place. And you know how I feel about Reza. I find him to be like one of the most normal, charming people in reality. I had to turn. Then he proceeds to go to this like van and he like throws all these papers in the air. And I think it was like the production assistant's papers, which was also just like funny and weird to see like papers flying. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen on reality. Wow. You know, she had just thrown a drink in his face. And so later friends were like, well, you threw a drink in his face. It's like, guys, that's commonplace. We've all seen that.
That's same with the Danielle Margaret thing. When Margaret threw a drink in Danielle's face, it was like, we've been like, that's nothing. That's like saying hi in reality TV.
Right. Like on Atlanta this week, and we'll get into it, but Nene spits in Kenya's face. It's like, guys, we must up the ante, but this was too far. And it was truly disgusting behavior. And it was shocking. So I'm not saying this in a jokey tone, but all I'm saying is people wanted me to address it. Shah's has truly like unraveled.
I'd really like to sit, because I have touched down on Shah's and I love it every time I do. And so I'd love to sit with it. I just, surprisingly in this quarantine, have not had the time.
You will be blinded by a man's caps, veneers. You're going to see a lot when you go. You know what? We'll take a break, Danielle, but that's what's going on with Shah's. And again, if you're not watching Tiger King, who are you? What are you?
Who are you? What are you?
You know, I had sent an embarrassing Instagram out. It kind of reminded me of your Kate Moss thing, Danielle, really quick. Where
I'm not embarrassed by it because a lot of people have seen Kate Moss recently, like pictures of her and thought it was me. So it seems like I was onto something, but that's neither here or there.
So Kate Moss now. You now.
No. Kate Moss then.
Look, I think you're so beautiful, you know, but I don't
Thank
think you need to compare yourself to anyone. Like you are.
Neither do I, but the public obviously does.
Right. And you can't help that.
I can't help what the public does.
Right. You have to give the public what they want.
And they want me as Kate Moss, and I'm fine with it.
Wow. Okay.
So what were you going to say?
I was simply going to say that I put out an Instagram that was a photo of Carol Baskin from the Tiger King. Yeah. And I just sent out a plea to the higher up members in our industry. And I said, look, I know right now, despite the world having shut down, there's some greedy little gimmies who are out there trying to option this as a movie. And I would like to throw my hat in the tiger ring, so to speak.
Hope it doesn't get bitten or torn to shreds.
Yes, to play Carol Baskin, only to find out yesterday by some very mean-spirited friends that Kate McKinnon had already been cast.
Oh!
But you know what? When I thought about it, Danielle, I thought, Yeah, that makes more sense.
Well, and I said I would like to throw my hat in the ring because I feel like there is a resemblance to one of Carol Baskin's first disappeared husband's daughters, the one on the left with the glasses and the brown hair. There is a striking resemblance, much in the way of the Kate Moss.
Well, let's hope Kate Moss doesn't nab that role.
I know. We're always going after the same roles. So
Danielle, that woman really did stick out in my mind.
She was.
Oh my God.
So everybody
Tiger King is unbelievable. And someone on Instagram Live was saying, I actually was surprised the Tiger King had such a great voice. And of course, that was a Milli Vanilli situation.
I didn't know that. People were like, that's a fake voice, you idiot. And I'm like, no, I totally bought that was his real voice. Yeah. I was like, it's good. He's a Broadway caliber singer. Yeah. I'll buy his album.
Everything about that I love. And I hope he, will make a run for office if and when he. Danielle, we're back. And before we leap right into Atlanta and Vanderpump, which is what we have to talk about this week, we want to kind of do something a little bit different that relates to the times right now. And that is, I would like to play a clip, and this is a recorded clip that we've been given license to play by Miss June Diane Raphael and our beloved astrologer, Heidi Rose Robbins. So, the Jane Club, Danielle.
Where you and I both work.
Yep, a co-female workspace here in LA. They have gone virtual. So it's called Jane Club Virtual, and they've been having these amazing kind of talks every day where they'll have meditation and classes for kids and just general check-ins where you can kind of see other women and kind of see where everyone's at. They've had speakers.
Yeah, Sydney did an online talent show there. It was so cute. Come on.
It's truly been literally my lifeline. And they had a fireside chat, they called it, with Heidi Rose Robbins a couple days ago. And I was like, well, this should be a TED Talk. And I guess the next best thing is for it to be on our podcast.
A bitch talk.
Basically, Heidi said, and I'm going to play it for you here, that we can all take a look at our sun signs. So I'm a Scorpio, and our rising signs, which is Capricorn. And if you don't know your rising, you can look it up online. And basically, we can take the strongest components of our astrological signs and use that as a guide for what we have to offer right now to our communities, to ourselves, to our families during this time. Like, what qualities should we be leaning on as our highest selves to help us get through this time? It was one of the most moving, kind of galvanizing, honestly, speeches / declarations I've heard in this time. And there's so much content out there right now, but I did want to share it with everyone because I found it incredibly comforting and meaningful in this time. So we're going to actually turn it over right now to Heidi Rose Robbins. And I hope you take a listen and get something from this. Here's Heidi.
We are invited to surrender to our calling and to turn into something essential. This is a moment when we all can turn into something essential. And there's a teacher named, Tibetan teacher named Jwal Khul, and he says the greatest service is the spontaneous expression of the soul. Our greatest service is actually not like, well, I should go and do this. I should go and get in, whatever it is that you fill in the blank. It's what comes out of the expression of your soul. So I'm going to zoom through the chart, and I'm going to say to you, I'm going to give you some words of inspiration around, if you have the rising sign or the sun in a particular sign, what you're called to at this moment. Does that sound okay? So, I actually have also posted I have posted some questions and thoughts about this on my Instagram feed as well. But look, if you have Aries rising or you're in Aries, this is a moment for you to lead. And this is a moment to seed. And by the way, think of your children, think of your husbands, think of your business partners when I say these signs, because you can encourage them as well, right? Aries rising, Aries sun, lead, direct, help us all be proactive, initiate, dive in, be daring. This is a time for you to be daring. This is a time, if you're standing in your shower and you're like, oh my God, I should do that. Do it. Do it. Jump in. Do not hesitate. I sometimes get in trouble from my Virgo friends who are like, oh my God, I can't believe you put it out there in that way, or I can't believe you went on video looking like that, or I can't believe that you know, whatever it is. But guess what? Aries says it's right now. The time is now. So do it. So lead and direct. If you have Aries rising or an Aries sun, if you're a Taurus rising or Taurus sun, you are here to help us actually slow down so we can think wisely. And so that you can, and you are here to remind us how strong we are. And you are here to help us remember beauty, to remember that life is beautiful amidst destruction. You are here to remind us of the beautiful and to help us all work at a pace that is nourishing. And you are here to also say, listen to your intuition. So if you're Taurus or Taurus rising, anytime you walk in a room, everybody's blood pressure should slow down or should lower, you know, because you're part of that gift of like, pause, breathe. My husband's a Taurus, I'm an Aries. I need that. I need that medicine, right? Like, slow down. Okay, if you're Gemini rising or you're Gemini sun, this is a moment for you to spread the message, for you to spread the facts, for you to share what you know, for you to collect the facts and be a messenger, for you to like keep us informed. Hey friends, did you know this is possible? Hey friends, did you know you could hop on here? Gemini. And it's also for us to leave goodwill in our wake. Gemini rising, Gemini sun, leave goodwill in your wake. Yeah. Cancer rising, Cancer sun, this is a moment for you. You understand this moment. Cancer is all about home, family, homecoming, mothering, being the divine mother, wrapping your arms around something and wanting to see it grow, growing a house of light wherever you are. This is your moment. We're all at home. You know, so 75% of us are at home, we hope, more, you know. So you are here to say, oh, you've come home. Now let me nourish. I've never made so many homemade meals. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like you're here to nourish and to tend and to mother. And the Cancerian invitation is to do that at a wider and wider scale. So even in your thinking, in your meditations, you're holding this planet like a mama bear. Okay? Leo rising, Leo sun. You're the artists, you're the inspiration, you're the leaders that lead authentically. You know, I love what's happening online with how artists are sharing their gifts, the Broadway singers in their living rooms, Sondheim and Lin-Manuel Miranda exchanging songs. You know, the Leo says we must keep expressing because that is as important as that soul nourishment is as important as anything. That keeping the heart kindled is as important as anything. Yeah. Virgo rising, Virgo sun. This is also your moment because it's all about health and well-being. And it's about being priestesses and saying, I know how to be devoted to health and well-being. I know how to improve physical, emotional, and mental health. And I know the rhythms of things that will help us tend to our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. And I'll devote myself to it. I'll light a candle in the morning. I'll make beautiful tea. I'll provide my family with all the supplements. I'm terrible at that, but Virgos are not. Right? Virgos are wonderful about helping us do all the things that make us stronger health-wise, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Libra rising, Libra sun, relationships, conversations, calling anyone who needs to be spoken to be heard, bringing in the art of conversation. I had 2 conversations this morning with my father and my mother, both longer than I've ever had in a long time, right? So Libra has so much to do with the beautiful exchange. And Libra has its own form of beauty as well, making sure that the beauty enters our social discourse. Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun, you are here to help us face our fear. You are here to help us expunge our fear. You are here to be warrioresses. You are here to like dive into the dark and be like, listen, yes, it's dark. Cut it out. We are going to rise. Like you are here to name the light in the darkest hour. You are like, we need you because you like devour fear and you're like, bring it on. I'll eat it. And then I'll spit out some light. Okay. So we need you. Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius sun, or for that matter, friends, if you have lots of planets in Sagittarius, even if you have the moon there, Sagittarius says, I see something beyond this. I see a vision. I know something. I'm going to hold the vision for us all. Sagittarius is very optimistic. It's very forward thinking. It gives us somewhere to go. There's momentum there. Okay. So it's the visionary. So be the visionary and be the voice of inspiration and remind us, like, what was the story this morning that was online of the 86-year-old woman in Italy who had the virus and she recovered, and there were 8 doctors with a photograph with her, and it was like, thank God for that news. You just like, or the Italian man who went out for coffee and he walked out the front door and then he went and ordered coffee at his daughter's window 10 feet away. I mean, we need these like uplifting, funny images that remind us that there's of the sweetness. Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun. The message that we are responsible for one another. You have to carry that. And it is a responsibility for you to carry that. We are responsible for one another. The message that we can take practical action, that if we each stay on our purpose, we're doing a lot. This taking it seriously, and also Capricorn can make us laugh because it understands how serious things are. But Capricorn, for right now, you stand as an authority. Be the authority. And take the reins and say, we are responsible for one another, and say it in and out and all around. Aquarius rising, Aquarius sun, you are sounding the note of the collective, the global collective, and you are sounding the note of how we can be connected intimately like this at any moment. And you are sounding the note that we are bringing in a new pattern and a new energy, and we have to trust that pattern is coming in and things are breaking down even as that pattern comes in. And you're holding that for us. And Pisces sun and Pisces rising, you are our love bombs. You bomb, BALM, and bomb, BOMB. Like, you are unconditional love and you're feeling it all. And you are loving us through this with poetry, with music, with inspiration, with dreams. And you are uplifting those that are feeling most despairing and most alone at this time. So and you're meditating for us too, by the way, Pisces and Virgo, you're really holding that point of meditation. So I sound those through because I want us to remember, like, even in our own little homes, all the little sparks of light that can be generated that make the world lighter because we're generating them, because we're offering them. We don't have to collapse. If ever this is a moment for us to feel deeply on purpose, yeah, and to surrender to our calling and to learn, to slowly turn into something essential.
We're back.
Wow. That was really, thank you for that, Casey. And thank you, Heidi Rose. We love you so much.
We love you so much. And if you are interested in getting a reading from Heidi, she's kind of booked up, but she's happy to do especially these quick snapshots she does, where she'll send you like a 15-minute
and to me, those have been
reading.
Those have been really helpful. Sometimes I just need like a boost. It's almost like a power bar of a reading.
Exactly. And you can go to her website, HeidiRoseRobbins.com. And I want to thank the Jane Club for letting us use that recording and just give the Jane Club a little plug, which is that the Jane Club's village is not just surviving online, they are thriving at a time when we need each other more than ever. The community's transition into the digital space has proven what we always knew. The Jane Club is so much more than a workspace. They have daily meditations, community wine, that's WINE, wine downs at night, writing workshops that I'm actually leading, astrology sessions, children's music classes, and a teach-in on racial justice. In this time of COVID-19, they've had doctors come on and just all these general wellness chats that allow us to all check in during this time and share our fears, our hopes, joy, and laughter together. So this is from Danielle and I to all of our listeners. If you need a village of support and resources around you right now, the Jane Club is just that. Digital Jane memberships are offered for $125 a month and can be purchased at thejaneclub.com. It's been invaluable, so we hope you enjoyed that talk. And this is not an ad. This is truly from Danielle and I's hearts. It's really been helping us get through these last 2 weeks, so I urge you to get a digital membership.
So should we get to Atlanta?
Let's do it.
Atlanta was the breath of fresh that I needed this week, guys. Watching Portia lift Nene onto her back and carry her across the beach. I have never laughed so hard in my life and thought to myself, Portia is a strong woman.
Indeed, truly strong.
It was, I haven't laughed that hard all week. Like, it really gave me a lift.
Yeah, Candy was organizing some type of like water sport type of games on the beach. And to see even Tanya, for instance, who was Tanya partnered with?
Who was Tanya partnered with? She was partnered with...
Kenya. To see Tanya and Kenya work together so seamlessly, so beautifully.
In another world, they could have been friends.
Where the two of them had to walk back to back, run up and down a beach back to back, carrying a pail of water, getting water from the ocean and running it back to another. I mean, it was so inexplicable, but so fun.
It was, I was like, how did Candy come up with this? And then I was like, oh, did the producers, like, who came up with this? It was everything I needed.
Most likely the producers, but I don't care.
Oh, but I guess we should backtrack a little and start at the beginning of the episode. But that was, honestly, I watched it twice because it gave me so much joy. Just like,
the beginning was a tougher opening.
Tougher pill to swallow. When Nene spit on Kenya and then said, it's good luck to be spit on in Greece, was a turn I didn't see coming.
I could have seen it coming if you asked me later. However, I here's the thing. Everyone in testimonial was like, Nene finally went too far. I'm like, haven't we seen worse behavior from Nene before?
She strangled Kim Zolciak.
That's right. It's like, what's a little spit, you know? It didn't connect with her. That felt good because she was being held back by Marlo and Cynthia. Nene went crazy. I mean, she was, throwing popcorn at her for a long time. But here's the one thing I'll say about Kenya, who I love, but I will say, Kenya antagonizes. Kenya's an aggressor. She loves to pop people off. That's what she likes to do. And Kenya was just antagonizing and antagonizing, antagonizing. Then she wants the other person to go crazy so she can sit back and say like, oh, wow, look what you did.
And that is a talent. To be able to sit in stillness and still drive someone crazy. That's
what my husband and I are doing with each other now in the quarantine.
It's a real technique. I don't have the ability. I am all movement. I am all like I can't just like sit still and intimidate and threaten people with silence. That is not my talent. Yeah. But I see it in others and I value it. Right. Now, when Portia said to Kenya, like, look, you need to forgive her. She said bad stuff to me. She goes, she called me a piggy face.
Right. Yeah, Portia was like, Portia had one breast out fully, just areola.
Nene's breast slipped out all through the episode.
Like Portia was meaningfully being like, you need to please take your friend's apology with just an areola out. It was like, okay, great. But it's right. It's like Portia was trying to explain, like, I've forgiven this woman for calling me a fat pig and a big, thick-ankled hoe, 2 days after I've given birth. And Kenya was like, well, she called me a buffalo.
And then Nene shouted at her, like, angrily, if I called you a buffalo, then I apologize because I would never want to hurt another woman. Like, it was like, what?
This is after she has spit in her face.
It was... all over
Nene really did make me laugh because I guess Nene was trying to say that Kenya looked like a buffalo when she was pregnant. Mm-hmm. And I guess Kenya took that as though she was saying, she said she's carrying a buffalo, I think. Yeah. Basically being like, Kenya's fat. Kenya took it as like, she's calling my baby a buffalo. Neither are great. We were splitting hairs between who's a buffalo. Is a baby a buffalo? Is a woman a buffalo?
I think Kenya knew that Nene did not call her a buffalo, but you know that like we're
didn't
not
call the baby a buffalo.
Yes, I think she knew that she did not call her baby a buffalo, but she was using that and she was splitting hairs to get sympathy and show how wrong Nene is because you don't mess with people's kids and you don't make fun of people's kids. And so I think Kenya knew what she was doing and people weren't buying it. People were like, "Come on!" Like, yes, she called you a buffalo. That's not great,
right?
But she didn't call your kid a buffalo. Come on,
right? And it's like calling each other a buffalo is fair game. You know, but don't call our kids buffaloes. But
in Real Housewives, it's all
there. But it really did make me laugh the next day when Nene came prancing out of the kitchen in this like very flowy, gorgeous, bright Grecian gown, and she was like, "I saw Kenya's baby in the kitchen, and I thought I better get on out of here." It's just too much.
It was. Now,
did Kenya hit Candy, or did I missee that?
She didn't hit her. She just kind of shoved her. Like she was like in anger and like being like, no, like it didn't feel like a real hit. It was just like a moment of like not tussle even, but she just was like trying to get past her.
I just didn't understand why Candy and everyone was screaming that Kenya had to come back and continue taking abuse from Marlo after she'd been spit at, after popcorn had been thrown at her. Again, I believe she deserved those things. But when we pull back one step, Kenya has just dissolved her marriage publicly from an abusive husband. And then Candy's like, you need to come back and listen to Marlo yell at you.
Now, did Marlo, I forgot that Marlo said all that stuff about her mom not wanting her. Like, that was tough. But it is the past. And so we,
those are tough things to move on from. Like, I really loved it. Marla was like, Kenya, you owe me an apology for bringing in a brass band during my hair care launch. And Kenya's like, I would apologize, Marlo, if you'll apologize for the fact that you said my mom didn't love me.
Yeah,
it's all terrible.
Now, then we got a relief when we went to the Lindsay Lohan Beach Club.
Oh, God.
No, I believe R.I.P. to that beach club. Perhaps I can't remember, but I remember reading in the news.
Yeah, Candy was like, as you guys all know, Lindsay Lohan also has a beach club out here. And everyone was like,
oh, I forgot. Right. Oh, yeah. And it looked empty as Cut Fitness. There was not a person there. Of the people that were drinking there, the two people that I saw, they were literally like, there were women racing each other and carrying each other down the beach while they sat there trying to enjoy their day. It just feels strange. Like, oh, there is like a full-on relay race going on in the middle of this beach club. It really made me laugh. I loved it.
I mean, what I'm upset about. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and to see a flag waving in the beach breeze that just said Lohan, that really made me laugh.
And I forgot when Candy was like, and of course, I got very close with Dina Lohan when we both did Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah.
Like, you guys know of my deep friendship with Dina?
Oh, this world. What
I would give if Dina would join those gals.
Oh. Me too. I'm sorry, but I had cut you off you were about to say something.
No, I was just going to say, in these times, what has also taken a hit, and this is like hard to wrap our heads around, but is that reunion, production has stopped and reunions are also not being filmed.
No, that is, and I don't know what we're going to do. Are we going to do a Zoom reunion, do you think?
Resumion?
A Zoomian?
Resumion!
I love that. And if
Paging
you're listening,
Michael Patrick King.
Resumian. Now, I will say, watching their bodies, they all have beautiful bodies. I hope this doesn't come off as gross or weird, but seeing them in their bathing suits and in their Grecian party wear for the last night, I was like, these are the most stunning women I have ever seen.
They're gorgeous.
In and out of clothes.
It's the most beautiful franchise. Mm-hmm. I feel like they and the New York women keep it tight. They're like, look, we're of a certain age. Now, look, the Atlanta women are much more beautiful than New York, but I'm just saying they're all like, hey, we're of an age. We know at some point we're all going to be made to sit around a pool at like some 12-person McMansion in the Bahamas, and we need to look good.
They looked stunning, each and every one of them. Just gorgeous. They know how to bring it. Looks wise. I just was like, wow.
Look, we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's like, I wish there was more footage in the can, but it seems like we're all going to have to start working with what content we do have.
Well, Nene at the end of the episode, I mean, we have next week to look forward to because like Nene is not afraid to break a fourth wall. Like she just storms off. We see producers. I love when we get a look behind the curtain of the producers following her. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I love seeing it.
Me too. Should we take a break, Danielle, and get to Vanderpump?
Yes.
Everything I'm going to tell you is going to pan out to be the truth. Hey, podcasters, it's your girl, Tamar Braxton. Guess what? I done got me a new podcast. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. It's called Under Construction with Tamar Braxton. Each week, we're going to talk to guests about what's going on in their lives and how they navigate it all, like mental wellness, the kids if they have them, life changes, 2020 child, and the list goes on and on. Here's a sneak peek of what you can expect. I think the year 2020 has everything to do with vision, and we have all been forced to look deep within. But sometimes when you look so deep, you find that you don't like what's been going on. Under Construction is out now. Subscribe now on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.
We're back with Vanderpump. Before we get to Vanderpump real quick, I just wanted to say, everybody watch the Potomac trailer. It's so good. It's out. I just saw it last night. It is.
It can't come soon enough. It's
May. These women, perfect. It is moved up to the crown jewel. Like it's really up there. These ladies always deliver.
And again, like thank God we have that content because we need it. What else are we going to be doing? We need it.
Vanderpump.
Oh yeah.
It's not. We're still in the sort of basking in the glow of the nuptials of Jax and Brittany. I don't know.
When Brittany received the marriage license and had the nerve to kind of extend her wedding like annoyance and be like, it's our marriage license. Yeah. Brittany, shut the motherfucking fuck up about your goddamn fucking wedding. Nobody gives a fuck. We're in a global pandemic.
No one gives a fuck. This wedding
I have really turned a lot of anger about the pandy on Brittany.
Yeah. Well, she deserves our anger.
Does she?
Done. I don't know.
I've just had it. It did make me laugh when they trotted off to Lisa's to get their gift. And it was just a light blue Tiffany tea set.
To get that disappointing gift, I was like, this is what we're getting? This is it? This is the Vanderpump gift?
It's so something my aunt would have said too, which is like, I brought it to you, but then I thought, you know what? They'll break it. So I took it home myself.
I don't know. I was just like, this is a disappointing gift. Can you give them some furniture for their empty house?
I have a genuine question, Danielle. I guess maybe I hadn't totally touched down on the exterior of Brittany's house. And I've said this about the Toms, but did they all move into the same house? And are they rotating through it for filming? The same Valley Village house.
But if you have been to Valley Village, which I'm sure you have not traipsed over again since, but
I'm not saying another word, especially now that people are stuck in their Studio City homes.
Yeah,
Not the time.
Not the time or the place.
Not the time.
Happy to be in the Valley.
Happy to have a home, honestly, in this time.
God bless.
Even if it is in the Valley.
Guess what? The Valley is more spread out.
Honestly, I wish I lived there now, and I stand corrected.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
Stand corrected.
I will say this, though. There are 10,000 houses that look like Jax's house.
My house kind of looks like that, too. It's like that traditional white house with the black trim.
Yeah.
But there's something about even the way they look. They are the same house.
It is. And I think that there is like a builder going out there, an architect that this is the design. I don't know what it's called, but people do with their hands.
There's a builder out there.
There's a Bob the Builder is out there building people's goddamn houses, and they all look alike, and there's no thought into them. There's no design, and you can buy them, and they're overpriced, and that's what they're all in, and they're made terribly, but they look kind of nice. I mean, they look very nice. They look nicer than my house, but they're just awful. Now,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I do not like fake funerals on these shows. I get annoyed. Don't waste my fucking time.
I think that's in like the producer's manual, much like the one Reza just threw into the air after his outburst, which is like, listen, hey guys, really quick, if you're going to have a pet die, you know, they're going to need a funeral.
I just can't. I can't because it feels, especially that Lizard was there for 2 days. Like, I get it when it's, you know, Sonia Morgan's like Maltipoo, Mika, or whatever her name was, Milu. That made sense to me. I was there for it when she threw the ashes and they landed in her mouth. Like, those are the moments that I'm there to appreciate. But a lizard, a dead lizard that you've had for 3 weeks, like, I just don't waste my time. Give me better things.
Because they don't really have better things right now on Vanderpump. I did get a text from my friend Luke Del Tredici, who is hopefully going to come on the show and help us talk about Vanderpump because he has such funny things to say, but it's not great. But he goes, sorry. He said, can you even imagine Sheena Shea alone right now, quarantined in her apartment?
I'm telling you something and I'm saying it. There's no way she's quarantining alone.
That's good. You mean she's just got her with her sunglasses?
I think there are people coming in and out.
Look, I love Sheena. I really do. And Luke went on to say if only she hadn't taken down those huge photos of her and Shay.
Oh, God. Marina
Then I said, sorry to, Then I said, listen, I like Rand. I said it. And he said, Casey, what has the quarantine done to you? What's next? Do you also like Carter?
Look,
I don't know.
like
I think the quarantine is bringing out a lot of strange feelings. Our friend Claire just texted that she's never been more attracted to Joe Giudice.
And that's a crime in itself.
You're going to have quarantine crushes.
You want to know who my quarantine crush is?
Yes.
My quarantine crush, as of late, is the one guy on Tiger King.
What, Danielle? Which one? Let me guess. His first husband with the 2 teeth?
Ooh, no. I have seen photos. He's gotten new teeth. P.S.
Right, and he's very handsome.
Yeah. No, my crush on Tiger King is the second husband.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
With no chin. There's something about him, how he just supports Carol in every way.
Oh, wait, Carol Baskin's second husband.
Oh, not the second. Oh, no, not that other guy.
Oh, my God, because my crush is, of course, Joe Exotic's second husband.
Oh, yes, he's gorgeous, but...
You mean Carol's second husband, not the one she murdered.
Not the one that she allegedly disappeared.
Right. Okay, Danielle, that man is so mealy-mouthed and sad. When she's in her cheetah print and he's just like...
And
he's quite devoted.
Exactly. I mean, don't we all need that during the quarantine?
My favorite thing is when they would cut from Joe Exotic being like, I'm gonna kill her, she's awful. And then it's just her like, just like riding like, hi, kitty cat lovers. It's
hi,
Carol.
Cats and kittens.
It's Carol. Oh, it's so fucking good.
Sorry.
You know, I mentioned that our friend Janelle James, her comedy, she's a stand-up, her comedy poster getting me through. This really made me laugh. She said on Instagram, Janelle James Comedy, she said, the men in my Insta DMs have gone from corner boys and 55-year-old widowers to actors and NBA players. They're all bored, and apparently Instagram girls aren't good at conversation. Regular broads, our time is now. We ride it, Dawn.
God bless her.
God bless.
Back to Vanderpump. Look, Vanderpump.
Okay, when are Ariana and Dana just gonna fuck and just stop?
For sure. I bet they have already. Those two have fucked for sure. I want to talk about a comment from Brittany when she was like, "Yeah, we're gonna try and get pregnant now." I mean, we used to spray and pray, and now we just aren't gonna pray. I was like, that's the grossest thing.
Spray and pray. How have I not heard that?
Either
it's so gross. And what I want to say to Brittany is like, this will be the worst thing you could possibly do. Like, Jax is fucking pissed off that people didn't give them nicer presents because he's such a like money hoarding person. Like, the slightest provocation turns, as we know, Jason back into Jax. Jax is going to lose his mind if they have a kid. He will just be gone. He will not be able to handle it. It's so intense.
And
He'll be
Casey,
gone.
I can't handle a year, the Britney's year of pregnancy, shower, birth. I can't do it. I can't.
I think we'll find a way to, but I don't think we want to.
No, I can't have it be like the wedding. I can't, Bravo. We've had it.
You just can't. I'll tell you, I was watching, when Sandoval had his extra party, be your most extra self birthday party.
Yes.
My husband and I, we're all in angry places right now. None of this is nice. I realize I just screamed about how much I hate Britney, and I apologize. But he was just like, it's so sad to watch people who are just genuinely not funny do things that they think is just wildly funny. Mm-hmm. I have a wild birthday party here. I'm this persona that you guys all love. Let me make it heightened. It's like, sweetie, you're not even a persona. You're not a funny person. Maybe in your high school of 100 people, you were kind of boyish and cute. And has it gotten him further than me? Yes.
Of course. Yes. They've
You're
gone
not
farther than any
funny.
of us. No. I just could. That party made me ill.
And poor Kristen and Stassi and Katie, that little conversation really
Witches
made me
of
laugh.
WeHo
The
wine.
Witches of WeHo wine. It really made me laugh because Katie thought she was totally aligned with Stassi. She was like, yeah, it's us against Kristen. And then Kristen was like, right, but we all need to work on the wine. And Katie was like, yeah, okay, fine. I will still be professional and work on the wine. And Stassi was like, I don't want to work with fucking either of you. And Katie was like, I'm really hurt that Stassi doesn't want to work on the wine. We can't do it without her. It's that is
they can't do it without her.
Pecking order.
Yeah.
That's the
real
clear
truth. Now, can we talk about Raquel and Lala?
Go ahead.
First of all, seeing Raquel without makeup was a shock, but I also think she looked cuter and she should wear less makeup. But Raquel and Lala's
That's what I'm going to look like on our Instagram live next week.
I can't even talk about what I did look like. My friend Terry had the nerve to snapshot you and me from our Instagram live and say, I need to step up. Casey's doing great and I need to step up my looks, basically.
Terry. Thank you.
She was joking half, but she was like, Casey's never looked better. You need to step it up.
Oh my God, Terry. That's really sweet to say to me.
Terry.
But, well, I got to get all these Instagram lives out there before the grays start coming for me. Our friend Morgan Walsh just took a $20 bang trimming tutorial online and cut her own bangs. She's never looked better.
The bangs look great. Worth every penny.
I know. I'm going to have to start growing mine out. Okay, go on. What were you going to say?
Oh, but so they sit down, Lala and Raquel, and she's like, I just can't have you call me stupid. That's where I have to lay down the law. And Lala's like,
she's like, you can call me anything else, but I just don't call me stupid.
And Lala's like, this is her apology. You really think I would spend my time with someone who I thought was a total idiot? Basically, you're not a total idiot.
And Raquel goes, that means so much to me. Thank you.
It's the worst apology I've ever seen in my life.
And then 2 seconds later, they're fucking screaming at each other again. I do still have in my ear, rings in my ear every once in a while of Lala calling her, you fucking Bambi-eyed bitch. It's also, though, it's I do kind of, I don't know the rules, but I do feel it's a bit unfair for Lala to be yelling at Raquel that she has to corral James's drinking. It's she can only do so much. I thought it was a bit unfair.
Oh, it's totally unfair.
And when James was crying, I teared up.
I feel for James. He
I do too.
Is an alcoholic and has problems, but does not seem to want to help himself. I've
just always had a soft spot for James. And I know he's an asshole and he should not have texted all that stuff to Raquel. Yes. We know it all.
I know. I always hated James, but then he also did. You got me a cameo from him and I turned around real quick on him.
That's right. And Cameo will do that for you.
But again, in these days, we don't need cameos. You can get to the source, everybody.
Yep, you can get to someone. And if they say they can't, they really don't like you. If anyone says they're busy to you during this time, they don't like you.
No.
Know that.
No.
Know that.
Oh, this really made me laugh. When that girl was like, he's been talking bad about me at my own sister restaurant. Like, it wasn't even her restaurant. It was like the sister restaurant.
Oh my God, Sir to Tom Tom. I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, that was just but guys, thank God for these light spots in these dark times. I need
these
all
light
these people.
spots. It's really, these are just, seems Armageddon is at hand almost, but there are things to laugh about. I'm so glad we have each other, and we want to dedicate this entire podcast sending every bit of love and good wishes and prayers we have to our beloved Andy Cohen.
Yeah. Hope he's doing well. We send our support and, thank you to all of you for listening. Thank you to all the people who are on the front line of everything, to our grocers and delivery people, everyone who's
pharmacists, nurses, doctors, everyone who is doing the essential business to keep this country running. We truly salute you. You are heroes. And if you can, stay home, do.
We love you guys. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you so much,
guys.
Jordan.
Thank you, Dana.
Earwolf, Dana. Love you guys.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you, Casey. Bye. Bye.
As everyone knows, I have talked about the love of my life many, many times on this show, and it's not my husband nor my children, but it is my Chrysler Pacifica. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. And now Chrysler is offering Pacifica family pricing, allowing you to save the negotiating for your kids because all families will be offered the same low discounted price. During Pacifica family pricing, Chrysler has expanded their relationship with No Kid Hungry. This is an unbelievable organization I just donated to this week, and I urge everyone to. It's helping children who are possibly out of school right now and are not able to receive their normal hot lunch and meals for children in general across the country. And for every Pacifica sold, Chrysler will provide up to 500 meals to kids in need. I love Chrysler as a company, and I'm so happy that they're doing this, and I'm honored to share this with everyone. Visit Chrysler.com for more details.